Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range, hitting today with a hybrid, okay, because today's question concerns hybrids. And today's question comes from Dan, and Dan says, I have been getting conflicting answers as to the proper way to hit hybrids. In your opinion, is it best to sweep the ball or to hit down on the ball, similar to striking the ball like an iron? Again, from Dan. Okay, Dan, I'm going to answer that real plain, simple, and in one word: sweep. All right, because first off, we don't hit down on balls, we nip them all, so we're still somewhat sweeping all our irons. Those of us who take a divot will be a very shallow divot because we're trying to nip it or clip it off the ground. We're trying to tear the grass out of the ground, or as the great Mo Norman once said, take bacon strips, not pork chops. All right, hitting down tends to move the body forward. Yeah, you can probably, everybody in the world probably tells that, but I also believe that any thought of hitting down tends to move the body forward first, and that's why so many people hit down play the ball back farther, because if you move forward, you have to put the ball back, and then that makes the angle of attack on the ball even steeper. So we're going to sweep it. We try to hit everything off the ground. That's one of the things I say. If you really want to learn how to nip the ball, do like the Serge is doing here. Hit off a mat. You start pounding down on these things, you got a good chance of ripping your wrists or your elbows and messing up your shoulder socket and your neck really good, hitting down really hard, because you can't hit down through these. So you learn to nip the ball off of this, then go out and hit off the grass and try to hit the same swing and get that same nip it or clip it off the grass, tear the grass out. You're going to be in much better shape. So I play my hybrids. I carry a hybrid. I sometimes, depending on the course, or like me, I just swap clubs around now and then. I'll play this hybrid, which is a 18.5 degree loss. They got it titled as they got 3+ written after, so it's like replacing a 3-iron, which I don't carry a 3-iron. I got rid of it a long time ago. I can't hit them high enough, so I replace a 3-iron. And then sometimes if I decide, if I'm playing a course, I need a little bit longer hybrid, I go to an older club that I have that's probably about a ½ inch longer than this one, and again, if I put them side by side, you can see the heel at the top of the heel is about a ½ inch longer. I get about another 10 yards off of this one. Now you're saying that doesn't look like a hybrid. I guess I could call it that. It works as one, but it's also, this is a 24 degree one, and I have a 19 degree one, depending on what I'm looking for. My 19 degree one is the same length as this one, and I hit it about 10 more yards longer than this, because part of it is this, it's about a 3/8 of an inch to a ½ inch longer, and it's a smaller head, and some of you might recognize this as, this is the old TaylorMade Tour cleat. This one is, it's got 3 grooves on the back here, and it's a TaylorMade Tour cleat, and you can see that it's a very, very small head and nice loft, and this is, to me, this is like hitting it with a steel beam. It's solid, and it's a small head, and if I'm playing a course with a lot of rough, I like to go to these two clubs, whether I want the 24 degree, or most of the time I only put the 19 degree in, because look at the difference in the soles on this. Look at how small and rounded that sole is versus compared to this one. So this one's not going to dig it out of the rough as well. I don't hit it too often in the rough, but when I do get in it, I want to get out, and especially if it's a long shot, I want to get it out as clean as I can to get it on the green, or get it really close to the green, have more control over my ball. So I go to this one, and again, it's a TaylorMade Tour cleat, and if you remember back then when TaylorMades were about the first really big builder of metal golf clubs, and they got the nickname Pittsburgh Persimmon. I think it's a really cool name. So whether I'm using one of these two Tour cleats, or I'm using any hybrids, and I got 2 or 3 different hybrids, but they're all about the same loft, I think we can play those balls at the heel or just slightly behind it. We want it forward because we want to sweep it off the ground. So I'm going to stand here, and I'm just going to address this ball right here, up forward close. I'm going to get my nose on the ball, and then I'm going to address it. The ball will be somewhere right about in here. All right? And then I'm just going to go into my catcher's mitt and up the tree and make a normal swing, and I'm going to think about just clipping this ball off the turf, especially if especially being in a good lie in the fairway. Okay? So with that club you saw the ball placement was at or just slightly behind the heel, and I'm going to do the same thing with this hybrid, the one that's titled called a +3, I guess, to make up like the distance of a 3-iron. Basically in the same place, just a little slightly behind the heel. Get into my posture and go. They both work great. And again, like I say, We tend to hit the hybrids and anything shorter better than our longer woods, because why? Shorter, more vertical, easy to control, easy to swing, and therefore they're more manageable. Most of us having trouble with fairway woods and drivers, 3-woods and drivers, are because they're basically too long by today's standards. So if you can hit your hybrids and your irons, but you can't hit your woods, your 3-wood and driver, or fairway woods if you have real fairway woods, rather than hybrids, get them checked. They're probably too long. You can stop by doing that just by choking up a little and a little until you see that you're hitting it better, and I would think in most cases they're too long. So hybrids, we're going to hit them like woods. We're going to nip them off the grass just like we really nip our irons using the Peak Performance Golf Swing, and that's how we hit them more solid and straight and shoot those lower scores. That's it for the Surge for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.